Good. Rolling.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Who shouting out? Cushton Slater?
Cushton
Slater, man. You know what I'm saying? He left a comment for us. He wanted us to debate something. And, you know, we're on the opposite ends of this debate. So, you know, it'll be a good one. But before we start, man, www.couchpotatogm.com.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got, Drew?
We got Twitter.
Don't give it away yet. Don't give it away yet.
Coming on Twitch.
Don't give it away
yet.
yet.
Game up. We coming on Twitch. Twitter, Couch Potato GM, Facebook,
Instagram, YouTube. This will be on YouTube, obviously.
iTunes. CPGM podcast. On iTunes.
Subscribe, like, share,
comment, man. Whatever. Let's do it.
Yeah, we reading those comments, man. We like them.
Hey, man.
But like, if you agree, disagree, we want to hear you.
Doesn't matter.
Definitely.
Yeah. So Cushton Slater, the aforementioned Cushton Slater, you know, wanted us to debate the merits of Marcus Peters versus Jason Verrett, two young up and comers out there in the AFC West defensive backs. And, you know, we've had conversations about, you know, how size will come into the play, whether a guy can play inside, outside the numbers, you know, ball skills, you know what I mean? You know, it's one thing to be technically sound, but can you make plays on the football as well? So I know you guys are on opposite ends of the spectrum on this one. And Headley, you jump in, bro.
Hey, I'm all about turning the ball over. And I got to go Marcus Peters, man. Marcus Peters, he impacts the game. You know, he might get done more than Verrett because he takes chances of that nature. But, hey, if you could turn the ball over, man, you know, I'm on the era of prime time, Deion Sanders. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Ed Reed, guys like that could, you know.
Now you're talking about Hall of Famers, though. You know, we talking about Hall of Famers, bro.
You're right. But Peters is on his way. He had 7 interceptions this year. 8 interceptions.
Two for TDs.
2 for TDs. So on that pace, man, that's Hall of Fame. But you know, he probably won't keep it up. But you know, to turn the ball over the other way, man, I'm all about that. So that's why I got to go Marcus Peters.
I'm Verrett.
Mm-hmm.
I like my man Verrett. I like him better than Peters simply because Verrett's not. I'd say Peters is on a better defense.
Okay.
All right.
That's definitely true.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
And if we were to switch, let's say if we had them switching teams, how much better would Peters be on the Chargers? He can track the ball while it's in the air. And you know, the one thing for me is I could see happening, I could see happening with Peters is he might be a little bit more complacent in that he's a bigger guy. You know what I'm saying? Bigger guy, faster.
You think he can get away with his talent and not necessarily working at his craft?
And Verrett is a smaller guy. I don't think that's you know I don't think he'll ever become complacent because he's like, you know, I'm a smaller guy. I'm going against bigger guys, and I
get that chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I gotta keep it. I gotta keep myself. You know what I'm saying, at the tip top, and mentally, physically, in all aspects. I think Peters feels like, well, there might be a thought in his head where I can take off a little bit. You know what I mean? And
what you mentioned about the difference in terms of the supporting cast defensively. Brandon Flowers, he played for KC, showed out, and then he struggled somewhat in San Diego.
Peters definitely. His stock buoys because of that front of him. He could take more chances because they're gonna get to the quarterback in like 3 seconds. So he could sit on routes, break on routes. But you know, someone with instincts, man. I'm a big instincts guy, and not to say Verrett doesn't have instincts. I think he does have instincts. He proved me wrong because coming out of TCU, coming out of TCU, I thought he was more of an inside corner, and he showed that he has a technique and he's physical enough to play on the outside. So. You know, he's done a great job, but, man, I'm all about the turnovers, man. So that's why I got to go Peters. Hey, it is what it is, man. Shanti Samuel, you know, it's those guys, man. You know.
I mean, you live by chance, you die by chance, man. I just feel Verrett is the better corner. I mean, you're never going to have to worry about him ever taking any crazy chances. If he's going to take chances, it's downfield when the ball's in the air. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to keep everything in front of him. Peters is like, I'm going to go get that ball. If I miss it, dog, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, Peters gave up a lot of touchdowns last season. He did. But
a lot of it was early.
Yeah, but I understand the perspective on both ends. The perspective on both ends. In a passing league, what do you put a premium on? Do you put a premium on the ability to keep the opposition out of the end zone, or the ability to put the points on the board? from a defensive perspective. You know what I mean? That's where the debate comes down to, and you can just kind of pick your flavor off of that.
Yeah, man. I just love Peterson's confidence, man. Just how he plays on the field, like he just. Hey,
it's because you're a corner at heart, like you say. You know, you come from the school of prime time. You know what I mean? It's about splash. You trying to make a splash play. You know what I mean? But I'm not leaning one way or the other. Just to counter that is, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get off the field. Yeah. You know what I mean? And yes, you never want to coach that aggressiveness out of somebody, but you sitting on that double move, that's 6 points. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Browns of the world.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna see about Peters. Peters, there's no mistake. Ball skills, instincts, spades. You got him in spades. We're gonna see because he's gonna be covering the best receiver for all teams this year. You know what I mean? We're gonna see. No more Sean Smith.